Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Hi, Yoshi. How you doing? Hi, Witchy Poo. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Justin. Hi, Lily. Hi, Freakish. Hi, C. Hi, Melinda. Hi, TR. Hey, Ash. Hi, Glinda. Hi, Erica. Miss you, boo-boo. Is this your first time with us, Yoshi? Hello. Jackson, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. You're number one because I just started and you're one of the first people into my YT live. But I have over 100 people already on my TT live. He said finally. So welcome in, Yoshi. I just started cross streaming on YT like a week and a half ago. So I don't really have a big live following over there yet. So welcome in. Thanks for finding me. I'm glad you're here. Is me Mickey Mouse? I thought you were Yoshi. Hi, Sharper. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Haley. Wait, Haley, are you Yoshi? Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, you changed your picture to Mickey Mouse. Well, actually, yeah, you did. You changed it to Mickey Mouse. Hi, Steven. Sav, thank you. Hi, Lily. Thank you, Witchy Poo, for the Lost in Your Music. That's so cute. I get a delayed reaction to gifts sometimes, in case you guys didn't know, because I have a separate phone I watch them on swiped out. So in case I miss them, when I reopen it, all the gifts pop up that I missed. So I basically try to never miss them. I'm just late with my thank yous, but I do see them. Oh, Haley on your TV. Okay. Oh, Yoshi says, no, I'm Mickey Mouse. Okay, because my friend over here on TT, she said she's on YT as well. So I thought maybe a lot of people over on TT do not have the same names on YT. Hi, Holly Wally. Thank you. I love that little cutie. Thank you for the Michelle. Thanks for the Canyon Bighorn. And Michelle, we have missed you. We're so glad you're back. I miss your funny little quips, and I miss you so much. And I hope your little poochie's doing okay. Do we have a status update? How's the little cutie? How's the little baby? Kimberly, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. You're close to what, TR? You have 16 subscribers? That's cool. Good job. 18. Well, I'll subscribe to you too. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I'm going to get a couple things set up over here. And if you guys would do me a quick favor, and if you're on TT, hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner. And there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs and helps us grow this beautiful porch. Also, guys, feel free to now put your story requests in the chat in all capital letters. And I will write them down, and then we will vote on the first story. Welcome to the porch. Okay, Yoshi, I just subscribed to you. I just subscribed. Hi, Leprechaun. Hi, POW. Wow, dude. No, I didn't turn up the music. It's the same it's been. I don't mess with the volume of the music. It stays where it's at. I subscribe to you, Yoshi. What's hot about that? Oh, Lily, no. Oh, thank you for the flow state, Leslie. No, Lily, the graphics move. They move over on TT too. The graphics I'm talking about is like the pictures for each story. Those move on the individual YT videos, not on the YT live. They just move on the YT videos. Thank you, Trisha, for the jellyfish and the coral. Does that make sense? So like if you go and watch whatever that story is, video form, that background will be moving, but not on my lives. They're still on my lives, except for the porch. The porch moves, but that's it. If that makes sense. You never know. Lily, you're so cute. Holy shit. Oh my God, I love you. You're so cute. You came over here like, cool. And I'm like, wait, does it look different? It's the same. You're so cute. Yeah, the porch still moves, but like the backgrounds for the pictures, like the carnival story, both places, it's just a still image on the live, but the actual carnival video, the Ferris wheel moves like slowly and creepily. So that's okay, Lily. Me too. I've been literally learning this as I go. Like you guys have been with me on this journey of learning what I'm doing. So like I have no idea what I'm doing either. So we're in this together. Yes, Leslie, for sure. Yeah, we'll figure it out together, Lily. But you can tap over here with the little hearts and stuff. But we're such TTers that we're like, what is this? Seabass, tomorrow's your birthday. Happy early birthday. All right, you guys, continue to write your story requests that you'd like to hear tonight in all capital letters. And I will put together a poll and we can vote on the first story. And Michelle, I'm glad to hear he's sleeping. That's good to know. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Aqua. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm good, Leprechaun. We've missed you so much. How have you been? Hi, Kristen. Truck and the bridge. Gossette, I'm not sure which one either of those are. Truck and the bridge. I don't know which ones those are. Welcome back. Yes, I've missed you. Hi, Misty. Thank you so much, Lily. That's so cute. Thanks. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Joker. I did not even put that together. You are absolutely correct. Thank you. Because I also have one with a creepy truck parked outside the front of this house, and then I also have the hitchhiker where he's on a bridge. So I was like, I'm not sure. Hi, Dalton. Thank you for helping type keywords. I appreciate you. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, Michelle, I got yours. Hi, Kara. Hi, April. Hi, Lorna. Right, Lily? For sure they are. They really are. They're very cute. And thank you so much. Thank you, Stop. Thank you so much. I love that cardinal. It's so cute. Thank you. I love that one. Lily, oh my God, thank you. You're so cute. You're getting the hang of this, man. Look at you. Okay, you guys, the first poll is ready. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lenny. All right, you guys. All right, we have the librarian. We have Eliza Crawford's ghost. We have the New Orleans vampires. We have the Whistler's Hollow. And we have the 1979 time slip. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. If you're on TT, there's a blue box. And Lady Rose, I will add your story suggestions to the list. All right, who's it going to be? The librarian, Eliza Crawford's ghost, the New Orleans vampires, Whistler's Hollow, or the 1979 time slip? Tammy, then you can just say to text the story you'd like to hear. Were you, Chris? That was my sister. Hi, Lolita. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Zoe. And no problem, Tammy. Yeah, just type in the chat, if you can, the story that you want to hear, and then one of us will vote it. Congrats, level 4, Tennessee. Hi, Melzy. Hi, Yaya. Aw, Linny, you guys are so cute. Thank you. You're so sweet. Hi, Tina. All right, guys. It looks like the New Orleans Vampires won, which is no surprise because every time I put the New Orleans Vampire story on the poll against anything else, it wins. You guys really like vampires. All right. So I will be back. I just need to pull up the script and switch the background. And then if you guys could do me a big favor while I'm doing that, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it really helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. And grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, watch the shooting stars, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. Lily isn't just an amazing, he does this for everybody on YT every night. So not just you, anybody. Mostly the people who don't use TT, he offers to vote for them, and it's the sweetest thing of all. Thank you guys. If you love this background, it is available in a print form to purchase on the merch store. Thanks to Archangelo who requested it, because I will turn any background you want into a print if you request it. So Archangelo actually bought this print already, has it, loves it. So if you guys are interested and you love this print, oh my god, that's so cute. Thank you. Thanks, Lily. So yeah, okay, Robin, you're Mini Spy, right? Or is that Rebecca? I can't remember. Thank you, Professor Pie. Welcome in. Are you a professor? My mother was a professor. Aw, yeah, Beefy. That would be cool. Yeah, Lolita. There's a lot of cool, pretty ones. Thank you for the cute little fairy. Thanks, Lauren. And Michelle, thanks for the level up sparks. Hi, Bandcamp. Hi, Ivy. All right, quick swig and I'll be right. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for what you do as well. Being a teacher is very important. I will be right back with the tale of the New Orleans vampires. Quick swig and then I'll be right back. Of course, Holly, I'll add it to the list. Oh my god, Michelle, that's so beautiful. I've never seen that one. Thank you. Ah, that's so cute. That is so pretty. Thank you. Okay, Holly, I gotcha. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the New Orleans vampires. Hi, James. Oh my gosh, sending you love, Jessica. Stay safe. I went to New Orleans for research, which is how I justify most of my bad ideas. I was tracing the evolution of vampire folklore in the American South. Specifically, how European legends mutated once they hit a city already saturated with death, ritual, and humidity thick enough to feel alive. New Orleans isn't just a setting for vampire stories. It's a collaborator. I told myself this as the plane descended, watching the wetlands spread out like dark veins beneath the clouds. I wasn't there to chase thrills. I was there to understand why this city, more than anywhere else in the United States, insists on vampires not as monsters, but as residents. From the start, the research didn't behave the way it should have. Most folklore trips follow a familiar pattern. You read the academic sources, then the local retellings, and then the exaggerated tourist versions. And somewhere in the overlap, you find the truth, hiding quietly. New Orleans didn't offer any overlap. It offered layers, and each layer contradicted the last while insisting that it was the original. The French Quarter vampire narratives were the most well-known, of course. Stories tied to the Ursuline convent, the so-called casket girls, European women arriving with coffin-shaped trunks that allegedly contained soil from their homeland. These myths didn't behave like retroactive inventions, though. They almost behaved like edits. Every early account I found had marginal notes, scratched out lines, revisions made by different hands, dates corrected, names removed. Entire paragraphs missing, as if someone had decided that certain details aged poorly and needed to be retired. The more obscure the source, the more intact the story. By my third day, I had narrowed my focus to a cluster of accounts centered around the lower quarter and the stretch of streets edging toward Marigny. These stories didn't frame vampires as predators. They framed them as caretakers, watchers, things that stayed behind when everyone else fled, especially during outbreaks, fires, and floods. There was an old phrase that kept repeating across decades of material. Les veilleurs du sang, watchers of the blood. I stayed in a narrow, creaking guest house that predated most of the street's wiring. The kind of place where the floor sloped gently toward history. I chose it because several of the earliest accounts referenced a boarding house on the same block, though the name had changed at least 4 times. The first oddity I noticed was architectural. My room had no threshold, and I don't mean a lack of a door frame. I mean there was no raised sill, no lip, no transition between hallway and room. Just a continuous stretch of warped wood polished smooth by time. It struck me as strange because old buildings usually exaggerate boundaries, they don't erase them. I made a note of it. Then that night, I organized my materials, spreading photocopies and notebooks across the bed. Many of the older stories described an informal system of permission. residents didn't invite vampires inside their homes. They acknowledged them, left doors ajar, removed locks during epidemics. The implication was subtle, but it was consistent. Invitation wasn't verbal. It was architectural. The second oddity came the next morning. I woke with a distinct sensation that someone had been standing beside the bed. I looked and my notes had been rearranged. Not missing and not damaged, simply reorganized by street instead of by year, which made no sense given how I work. What bothered me wasn't the intrusion. It was the competence. Whoever did this understood the material. I told myself, maybe I was just tired and my brain was playing tricks on me. And that explanation lasted until I noticed the addition at the top of the one page, written in careful, old-fashioned handwriting that was not mine. It was a date. Not a future warning, not a threat. It was a correction. I spent the afternoon walking. New Orleans encourages walking because it wants you tired, slower, more permeable. The city teaches you where to step and where not to linger. I followed the path of the older stories, noting which buildings were repeatedly spared during disasters. Fires that jumped entire blocks but stopped short of certain doors. Flood lines that curved strangely around specific courtyards. Every one of those buildings shared something subtle in common. They lacked thresholds. No raised sills, no symbolic barriers. Doors that met the street directly, as if the house and the city had agreed not to pretend that they were separate things. That night, I stayed up late reading first-hand accounts from the early 1900s. One written by a night physician during a yellow fever outbreak described men who never slept, never aged, who moved patients from bed to bed, who carried the dying into the streets so the illness wouldn't linger and spread indoors. He never used the word vampire. He used the word neighbor. Sometime after midnight, I became aware of movement in the room. Not footsteps, not sound. It was the absence of the city's constant noise, like someone had cupped their hands over the night. I lay still, my heart steady but alert, watching the dark. And I noticed figures stood along the walls. People, dressed in styles that didn't belong to the same decade, let alone the same room. Their faces were calm and focused, almost bored. And that was when I noticed again the lack of a threshold. The way my room bled directly into the hall, and the hall bled directly into the stairs, and the stairs bled directly into the street. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Royale. There was no moment where their entry became intrusion. They weren't trespassing. They were merely present. And that's when I realized the Watchers weren't invited into homes. The homes in New Orleans were built so that they never had to be. New Orleans hadn't survived because it was lucky or resilient. It survived because it made room for what refused to leave. Because when death came too often, the city negotiated. The figures began to move, adjusting the placement of my notes, correcting dates, removing names that should not be spoken anymore. And I realized that none of the older accounts were censored by institutions. They were edited by participants. One figure paused beside the bed close enough that I could see some details. Their eyes met mine briefly. And that's when I realized I hadn't been researching vampires. To them, I had been auditing their system. The Watchers of the Blood were not hunters, they were the infrastructure. When disease came, they carried it away. When violence surged, they redirected it. And when the dead overflowed, they thinned the threshold between life and after so the city wouldn't drown in its own loss. And every few decades, someone like me came along and started noticing patterns that I shouldn't have noticed. The figure reached down and placed something on the nightstand. A small brittle card. A guest registry entry for the boarding house. My name was already written on it. And above it, there was another name that had been crossed out. Someone else had planned this research too. But they never left New Orleans. The figures receded, redistributing themselves back into the city's bones. And then all the sound returned. Traffic, laughter, a distant trumpet playing. In the morning, my notes were intact but altered, and certain connections no longer made sense, and certain conclusions now refused to form. The material that remained was safe, publishable, toothless. I checked out early. At the airport, while waiting to board, I searched for the name on the registry that had been crossed out. And it appeared exactly once in public records. Cause of death listed as relocation complications. No body was ever recovered. I still research folklore, and I still travel for it. But I understand now the rules that New Orleans never bothers to explain. Some cities don't have vampire legends because they fear them. They have them because they rely on them. And if you notice too much, the city doesn't chase you away. It just edits you out. And that's the tale of the New Orleans vampires. Yes, Archangel, I was just telling everybody that you purchased this frame print because you love this background so much. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday, everybody. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories. Thank you, Jabbo. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself, so if you want to hear them whenever you would like and when I'm not live, you can listen to them anytime on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Also, all the links are in my bio, as well as the cute merch site where we have all kinds of Porch Pal gear. Also, now recordings of the live are available right after the live is done on my YT channel. If you are interested in hearing them or if you miss one, thank you for the follow, Kels. Thank you for the follow, Casey. Welcome to the porch. Thank you for the follow, Cat Dog. Welcome to the porch. Yes, thank you, Diamante. I also do premiere a new story every Monday live on my YT channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is tomorrow. And we do a live chat. We have a lot of fun over there, and we all get to listen to the new story of the week for the first time. And then I come back over here around 10 and I read them. So if you'd like to join us tomorrow on YT, we have a good time. And this week's story is gonna be a creepy one, I'll tell you that. Thank you, Be You Here Now. Welcome to the porch. Everybody welcome in our new porch pal, Be You Here Now. Me neither, Mary. I'm excited. Hi, Jacqueline. James, yeah. Yep. Hi, Joanne. Welcome in. Yes, James, I would say so. I would say, well, I wouldn't even say creepier. I would just say scarier, because they're not really scary. They're just creepy. I would say like straight up scarier. Okay, guys, I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. So if you guys could do me a big favor while I set that up, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost, and that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. And it helps so much. Also, sharing to your stories, sharing to your messages to your friends, all those things help immensely. And tapping, thank you to everybody who has been tapping away tonight. It does help us get pushed out. And I will be right back with the next poll for the next story. Oh, Lily, me too. That's why I chose Mondays, is because Mondays kind of suck. And I was like, it'd be nice to have something for everybody to look forward to. Valkyrie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Okay, you guys. Oh, give me 1 second, sorry. Okay, guys, the poll is ready. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Anthony. Sweet dreams. We love you. John, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Katie. Okay, guys, we have the Deer Woman, Eliza Crawford's Ghost, the Puckwudgies, the Honey Island Swamp Monster, and the Last Summer Carnival. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box. And you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story at a time. Also, Rebecca, usually the people that are featured in those stories, they sent me those suggestions of their local folklore, and I incorporate them into it because they live there, and they usually suggest like, hey, check out the Fresno Night Crawlers, which is what Suzanne did. And then I write you in if I pick like the topic that you suggested. But that's why I like the emails, because if people just randomly do it in the chat, I'll never remember who suggested it. But if you send me an email about it, then I know who to like add into it, you know? All right, guys, it looks like the Honey Island Swamp Monster and the Deer Woman are going neck and neck. Who's it gonna be? Oh, Holly, don't worry at all. Yeah, just sit back and relax, spam the likes, and enjoy the stories. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Amy. It is close. It is close. Who's it gonna be? The deer woman or the Honey Island swamp monster? But like it takes a while for me to get to everybody. So like Suzanne sent me that Fresno Nightcrawler suggestion like 3 months ago, you know? And eventually if I pick your topic, but it's not like a guarantee, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's a surprise. Like Suzanne was so surprised. She was like, oh my God, what? And I was like, your story is premiering this Monday. So it's kind of like a fun, you know, kind of wait and see thing. Wow, that was close. Hi, Kim. Love you. That was close. The deer woman and the Honey Island swamp monster were very close. And the last summer carnival really kicked in there at the end. It was trying. It's trying its little heart out. So, Honey Island swamp monster it is, y'all. Anybody in here from Louisiana? I'll be right back. Terry is, and Lily is. Thank you, Glinda. Yeah, I like that one too. That's why we have to do polls, because we kind of like them all. So it's kind of, you know, we'd never be able to decide. Oh, cool, Lioness. Nice. I only asked that because this story takes place in Louisiana. No, but my boyfriend is the one who told me about it, so I told you. Robin, are you the one that told me about the Honey Island swamp monster? But let me guess, you told me in the chat, so see, I didn't remember it was from you. But yes, I did get this as a suggestion, and I looked up and I was like, whoa. Diamante, no, I haven't checked my email in weeks, but I'm going to, I promise. I'll probably do it tomorrow. One state over, Ethel, close enough. Laura, yeah, you can vote for both, for sure. That's the glory of it. But don't worry, Diamante, I'll check it. I'll check it tomorrow or tonight, depending on how tired I am after I'm done. But when I have gotten your guys' emails, I will respond. So if I haven't responded to you, I haven't gotten your email. I just haven't checked my email yet. I haven't checked it since I started the merch because I've been so exhausted. I've been putting like literally every waking hour into this. And I've just, yeah. And thanks, Diamante. Yeah. So don't worry. When I have read it, I will always reply. And even if it's something like, this is such a good idea, I can't wait to look into it more. Thank you. Love you. Anything like that, I will always respond. That's cool, Omar. That's awesome. Hi, Emerald. I'm so happy to have found you too, Lioness. Good night. You can fall asleep here if you'd like. Everybody does. Sweet dreams. Okay, I'll be right back with the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Welcome to the porch. And feel free to grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, watch the shooting stars in the sky. And welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. I'll be right back. YT, Sergeant Rock, that is the tube of you. I'm not allowed to say it, but it's the one with the red logo. Thank you, Diamante. It's just YT. Same way we call this TT. The largest video place in the world. Because I can't even say the word. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And that is my hub, actually. I come over here, Sergeant Rock, to read the stories from my videos over there, live here. So like my library of all these stories exists over there for you to listen to anytime you would like. And the backgrounds move over there on the actual videos. Thank you, Emerald. And thank you, Jess, for the fairy. Jess, thanks for the cozy cryptids too. And thanks, Tennessee. But yeah, so that is actually my home base. And then I joined TT to come read the stories live. Holly, that's such an intrusive thought. I'm dying. Holly, that's such an intrusive thought. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Laura. So fast that you just skid right across that water, right? Like a flat rock. Thank you, Archangelo. I can't do it for the lives, but it's like my videos, I actually do put a lot of effort into them. So thank you for noticing. Like, it's usually pretty subtle. Like if you guys actually watch the Sycamore Diner video, like the actual video, it's pouring rain outside the windows of the diner. The whole story. And we don't get that on the live. It's really disappointing. But it's very cool. And it was one of the first videos I started adding motion, and everybody loved it. Yeah, and the hitchhiker one, the car moves. I'm glad you noticed that one, Archangelo, thank you. In the hitchhiker one, the car moves, and she's by herself for a while, and then all of a sudden, there's a passenger in the car. And because it's just like the view from the back seat of the front seat. Thank you, Witchy Poo. Thank you, Holly. Yeah, I try really hard to be creative. Well, I don't really try, I just am. And I just like, I don't ever feel like I don't think people notice. So when you point out those little things that I nerding out about, thank you. Because like I did the War and the Weather video. That's the Unexplained series. I know not many of you guys watch those, but those are actually like my pride and joy babies. And the one that's called War and Weather, it was one of my first videos, so it's really bad quality. It's before I got my new mic and I got new lights and everything, so it's not that great, but I was really proud of it because I talk about the different weather and how it's affected changing the course of history in really mysterious ways, like kind of weird coincidental ways throughout history, because it's like if you actually look at it, it's pretty wild. And I used each season from Vivaldi for the season I was talking about, and I was like so proud of myself. And like not a single person noticed, no one left a comment about it. Not a single person said anything. And so Anna, don't send me a message, email. I'll actually get it that way, or do it on Discord, because TT messages are a nightmare. They don't even notify you. They don't do anything. They're so weird. Hi, Amka. So yeah, I like classical music, and I like Vivaldi's Four Seasons, and I was stoked Thanks, Holly. You put too much effort for us to not notice. Oh, thanks. You're so sweet. Because, yeah, I do all these random little things. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, why are you being so perfectionist? You're weird about this stuff. And like, no one's even going to notice except for you. And so when you guys do, I'm like, yay, it was worth the extra effort. Thank you guys. Sometimes I need that pat on the back. I've been my own cheerleader for like literally a long time. Amka, you can listen to these stories on my YT channel anytime you would like. They're all available there and all of the podcast streaming sites. The links are in my bio, but if you just look for Porch Lore, you can find me. All right, guys, quick swig and I will go on with the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Thanks, Chelsea. Thanks, you're so sweet. Be right back. Thank you, Justin. Right, Ruby? It's the Honey Island Swamp Monster. And this is why I think folklore is so fascinating. Yeah, of course, lovely. This is why I find folklore fascinating, because these creatures are called different names throughout the world, but the descriptions and the encounters are very too similar to be made up. And that's what makes me think it's real. That's why I like to do this, is because the more creatures I cover, the more you'll realize. Because I've seen so many of you guys ask a couple stories, is that a skinwalker then? I'm like, is it? Because that's just the Navajo word. There's so many other words for those things. You know what I mean? Same with Bigfoot and the Yeti and the Sasquatch and the Honey Island Swamp Monster and the skunk ape. I love that cardinal. Thanks, Tennessee. And Jen, thanks for the fairy. So anyway, it's something to ponder on, because these creatures exist. Wendigo as well. Yep, all over the world. All over the country, even in different regions with totally different names, like the Moon-Eyed people, the Little People of Wyoming, the Kentucky Goblins. They're all very similar to leprechauns, the Menehune in Hawaii, the Duende in Indonesia. I mean, they're the parallels to people who never had contact around the world. Oh, thanks for the furry friends, Michelle. People who never had contact around the world is pretty staggering. Once you start to actually research folklore, it's almost like there's too much of it for it not to be true. And I think that's why people don't want to pay attention, because it's kind of scary to think about. But there are people across the world before there was like electricity recording these creatures. So so this is just like Sasquatch, but they call it the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Glinda, some days me too. Oh, did you mean because you live there? I thought you meant because you just want to scream. Thank you, Priscilla. I have had a passion for folklore and the unexplained my entire life. So it's not just ghost stories. A lot of people think it's just paranormal, but that's my least focus, because that's like human spirits, and I feel like we already kind of know a lot about that. I'm fascinated by folklore and like creatures, like cryptids, which I'm sure you guys can already tell by the fact that my merch is like 98% cryptid based. I love little critters. I love weird creatures. Yes, Trisha, exactly. Yes, because there's also folklore is so fascinating. Most people don't really know it, and I've literally been obsessed with this my entire life. So I have like an extensive random knowledge of it. Laura, you had to do the seahorse. Thanks. Seahorse, see hell. Seahorse party. Who didn't invite me? Seahorses, I love them. I can't do it. I can't get the seahorse gift and not do it. Who didn't invite me? Priscilla, are you? Oh, yeah. Are you trying it through TT? That's why. You just have to type in the thing that's in the banner, the pink banner, or like the salmon colored banner, because TT blocks anything that you try to go outside of. So you have to like click open in an outside browser, or you just have to type it into a search engine like the Goog. It's just porch lore and then dot and then store. I love seashells. I love them. Lighthouses rule. Not my chair, not my problem. Lord, I can't once it starts. It's like, damn it, that seahorse gift really opens that can. You saw something, but I refused to think it was real because I can't explain it, and that scared me. Yeah, and you know what? Freedom doesn't last. I really appreciate you admitting that, because that's the most self-aware comment I've ever seen anybody say, I think. I appreciate you for saying that so much, because that is exactly right. Is a lot of people, it's very hard to wrap your head around, and you don't want to have to open up that whole can of worms where you're realizing, like, are all the things I thought, like, if that can exist, then what the hell? Like, it's really mind-blowing, like they say. And so a lot of times, in a way to protect yourself, you just kind of compartmentalize, and you just, a lot of people that I've heard, like, straight up ignore it, or like refuse to believe what they, like you just said. So I appreciate you admitting that, because I have so many people, when I used to do a panel live, I would have people come up and tell me stories, and people would be like, I don't really have any stories, except this one time I saw this green blob come out of the sewer and wink at me and wave and then wobble on, like, and you're like, what? And they're like, but I just kind of brushed it off as something weird. And you're like, wait, what? So that is actually a very common reaction, is people straight up, like, will just be like, nope, because your brain just doesn't even want to go there. It doesn't even want to have to figure that, like, because that's just a whole thing. And sometimes, depending on where you're at in your life, you're maxed out. Your brain's like trying to preserve energy, and it's like, that's not, no, we're not going to deal with that right now. So wouldn't it, Justin? That would be really cool. But I would love to hear about what you saw. Who thinks she is drinking out of cups? I actually drink out of a metal tumbler. It's Brewmate brand, and it's like leak proof. So I'd love to hear more about what you saw. That would be so cool. Thank you for the paper crane, Sherry. And Sherry, thank you for this level up. And Laura, thanks for the level up. All right, Honey Island Swamp Monster. Lovely, right? Right? Can they sponsor? It is the best. It's insane. I'm in love with it. Brewmate is like, probably not even allowed to say that, but hey, Brewmate, if you're out there, hit me up. Because I love your cups. Yeah, they don't spill. They don't spill. And I'm a traveling gal, and I need a cup that doesn't spill, because you know what? Sometimes stuff happens. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Honey Island Swamp Monster. As a folklorist, I am very open-minded to the strange and the unknown. So when people started telling me about the Honey Island swamp monster, I didn't roll my eyes. I just filed it under things you don't joke about in the South. Thank you, Pittsburgh. Thank you, Jess. Because in Louisiana, folklore doesn't stay folklore for long. I was staying with a friend outside Slidell, just off the edge of Pearl River Wildlife Management Area. I'd come down for a quiet reset. No agenda, no deadlines. Just air that smelled like wet earth and cypress trees. The locals were friendly in that cautious, watchful kind of way. The kind of friendliness that comes with long pauses and careful eye contact. The Honey Island swamp monster came up my first night there. Not in a campfire story way, more like an afterthought. A warning folded into casual conversation. Someone mentioned staying on marked trails, and someone else mentioned not wandering after dark. And then, almost as an aside, a man with a sunburned neck and a saint's cap said that people still went missing out there sometimes. He didn't say monster, not at first. He said something else lived in the swamp. The Honey Island swamp monster, for anyone who hasn't heard of it, is usually described as a large bipedal creature, 7 or 8 feet tall, covered in dark matted hair with glowing eyes. Locals call it the cousin of Bigfoot, but different, smarter, meaner, and more territorial. Sightings go back decades, especially around the old railroad bridge near Honey Island and deep in the marshy backwaters where the Pearl River fans out into endless green. What makes it unsettling isn't just the sightings, it's how consistent they are. Same height, same smell, rotten vegetation and sulfur. The next morning, I decided to take a daytime hike. Just a few hours, just the marked paths. I brought water, snacks, my phone, and a small recorder. Thank you, Tennessee. The trail started out innocent enough. Boardwalks over shallow water, dragonflies darting in quick flashes of blue and green, frogs croaking in lazy rhythms. The air was loud at first. Birds, insects, distant splashes. But the deeper I went, the quieter it became. About an hour in, I noticed footprints. They weren't fresh, but they weren't old either. They were pressed deep into the mud beside the trail, half filled with water and way too large and wide to be human. The stride between them was longer than mine by several feet. I told myself it was a trick of erosion or maybe just overlapping animal trails. Yeah. Still, I stepped more carefully after that. There were other things too. Small things. A feeling of being paced. The sense that when I stopped, something else did too. I'd hear a splash behind me, turn, and I'd see nothing but ripples spreading out across the water. At one point, I realized I hadn't seen another hiker in a long time. The trail marker I was looking for never appeared. Instead, I reached an old half-rotted wooden sign nailed to a cypress. The lettering was faded, but one word was still legible. Private. Beyond it, the boardwalk ended. Just mud, water, and tall reeds. I should have turned back then, but I didn't. The swamp changed once I stepped off the trail. The ground softened, sucking at my boots with every step. The smell thickened, decay layered on decay. The air felt warmer somehow, heavier, like it was pressing down on my shoulders. My phone lost signal, and that's when I heard breathing. Low, slow, and deliberate. Not close, but not far either. I froze, my heart hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. The sound didn't stop. It didn't speed up, it just waited. I turned slowly, scanning between the trees, and I caught a glimpse of movement. Tall, dark, and shifting behind the reeds. And then came the smell. Wet fur and stagnant water and something sharp. Thank you, Amy. I backed away, every instinct screaming at me to leave. When I heard something that made my blood run cold. It was my name. Not shouted, it came from ahead of me, from deeper in the swamp. I hadn't told anyone where I was going that morning. So, I turned and ran. I didn't run far. The swamp doesn't allow that. Roots caught my feet, mud dragged me down. I slipped and I fell hard, knocking the wind out of myself. When I scrambled up onto my feet, I realized the swamp had gone silent. No frogs, no insects, no birds. Just that breathing sound again, but much closer. And then, through the fog, I saw it. It stood upright between two cypress trees. Broad shoulders, long arms hanging low, hands ending in thick, blunt fingers. Its hair was dark and matted, clumped with mud and leaves, and its eyes reflected light, glowing faintly in the shade. It didn't rush me. It just watched. Its head tilted, slow and curious, like it was studying me. And it almost seemed excited to see me, like it had been waiting to encounter a human being its whole life. I realized then that this wasn't some animal encounter. Animals react. this thing was assessing me. I took a step back, and it took a step forward. The ground trembled slightly under its weight. My recorder, still clipped to my bag, clicked on. I must have hit it when I fell. And the tiny red light blinked in the gloom, and the creature's head snapped toward it. And then it smiled. Not a friendly smile. Not even really a human one, just a baring of teeth. And then it spoke again. My name, clearer this time. All I remember is turning and running. My lungs burned and my legs shook, and the swamp blurred into green and brown streaks. I remember the sound of something moving alongside me, matching my pace. And then just as suddenly as it had started, it stopped. The noise, the pressure, the sense of being chased. I burst out onto the solid ground, collapsing onto the edge of the marked trail, gasping for air. 2 hikers found me there a few minutes later. They were concerned and confused, and they asked me what happened. But I couldn't even really explain it, not then. They told me that I had wandered miles off course, that no one ever goes where I had gone. That night, back at the house, I listened to the recording. Most of it was just breathing. Footsteps, mud sucking at my boots. But then, faintly underneath the breathing again, slow, close, and at the very end, right before the recorder cut out, there was a voice. And it said my name again. I left Louisiana the next day. Still sometimes, when I dream I'm back in that swamp, while something waits for me to step off that trail again. And that's the tale of the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Thank you, Holly. I love that little cutie. Thank you, Speedy, for the cozy cryptids. Laura, thanks for the encore clap. Pittsburgh Penny, thanks for the fairy. And welcome in, everybody. Thank you, Tennessee. That's the first time that guy's been voted on in a long time. He never wins. I was happy to see that he won the poll. All right, you guys, happy Sunday. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Oh, lovely, I didn't see it. Thank you for asking again. Let me write it down. Is it your night off, Andrew? You deserve a night off. You're right, lovely. People really like that one. Thank you, Yaya. I love that little paw. Lovely. I'll probably start doing them again when I reach 5,000 over there. Because there's only a limited number of those right now because I stopped doing them because I had like no followers and they're really a lot of work. All right, I'll be right back with the next poll, you guys. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Relax, watch the shooting stars. Oh, thank you, Zen. That's so sweet. And sit back and relax and welcome to the porch. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I'm setting up the next poll. Ooh, we have 444 in here. Welcome in. If you guys could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner. And there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch. Amber, we love having you here. I'm so glad you're here. You got the Can I Pet Dat Dog shirt. It's for your dad. Oh my God, it's for your dad. I'm obsessed with that. That makes my heart so happy. Hello, Joanne. Mrs. Bubbles, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Yeah, thank you, lovely. And I will be right back with the next poll. Thank you, everybody who reposts, shares to your stories, shares out to your friends, taps the screen, all the fun things that tell the algorithm that we're having fun here and we like being here. Send us more cool people. Thank you, Amber, for the paper crane. I'll be right. Deborah, thanks for the club cheers. I'll be right back with the next poll. Okay, you guys. Hi, Lori. The next poll is ready. Hi, Beefy. All right, guys. We have Highway 13. Good night, Beefy. Sweet dreams. Love ya. We have Highway 13. Hi, sweet blonde. Hello. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. How you doing? Yes, Holly. Mothman is Zaddy, not Bigfoot. Look up the Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and you'll get it. You'll get it. That's why he's the star in most of my merch shirts, because I love Mothman. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. Love him. He's got cake. Cake, 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 cake. Okay, guys, the poll is ready. We have Highway 13, Black Hollow, Rain Crow Shelter, Natchez Trace Spirits, and Whistler's Hollow. We have Highway 13, Black Hollow, Rain Crow Shelter, Natchez Trace Spirits, and Whistler's Hollow. Who's it gonna be? Yep, lovely, just watch. I already know which one. I already know. Beefy, that's so funny. Hi, Sparkle Tree. Y'all, Beefy just said that FB just advertised a grilled cheese plushie to him. He said, suspicious. Michelle, thank you for the adorable Stay Hydrated turtle. Oh my God, it's so cute. Mackenzie, that would be so funny. Okay, you guys. The winner is the Black Hollow. Hi, asking questions. Welcome back. All right, you guys. The Black Hollow. I will be right back. Grab a beanbag chair. Grab a hammock. Hi, Bisbee. Grab a hammock. Grab a beanbag chair. Sit back and relax. Watch the shooting stars. And you guys like that laugh. And relax. Happy Sunday. I'll be right back with the Black Hollow. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, right now, the VIP Porch Pal is Andrew because he has listened to every single one of my stories. And I don't mean just listened. I mean, he is so articulate that he notices when I alter them from the YT versions. Like when I've made changes to, because I have changed them a little bit when it flows better, or I've realized like I've matured or changed in my writing, or I like this sound better. I do change them sometimes in the live, just very subtly, like word choices, not like the way the story goes. And he notices. He notices. What do you mean, Andrew? A new one? A new Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking? Yeah, he's MVP for real. Yeah. He does. I've seen it. Wait, who does what? Oh, yeah, he does. You've seen it, right, Lovely? He notices the differences. Yeah. It's incredibly impressive. And it's really, really flattering of the respect he has for my work. Because he notices, yeah. And I find it just really awesome. So Andrew is really awesome. Just want to shout out Andrew because he has listened to all my stories, and he like actually listens to the point where he genuinely likes them all and listen and knows the differences and the way I tell them and stuff. And I just find that incredibly gratifying of my work I put in, and I really appreciate that kind of appreciation for my art. So thank you so much, Andrew. Plus Andrew makes donuts and yum. I know, isn't that amazing, Priscilla? The first time he did it, I was like, wait, how does he know I changed? He's like, you changed that up a little bit. I like how you got creative with the part about the landlord or something. And I was like, wait, how did you know? And he notices all the things. It's very cool. Oh, they're not. Yeah, they're not on there, but I don't have them recorded, and also I kind of like having something that's just exclusive to the live that you guys can look for. You know, that like those of you who show up every night and help support me get a treat, get something special. The people who engage with me and get to know me, you know what I mean? I kind of like that it's kind of kept special for you guys. And not because I want to get out of doing the work. You guys have seen how much I've done on the merch site. It's not a lack of wanting to do the work. It's because I kind of like to keep it exclusive. Holly, the Are You Afraid of the Dark reworkings are not available anywhere but the live. They're not on, but every other story is. And I will announce when a story is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking like 3 times. I make sure you guys know. Right? Yeah. I thought it would be special too. Yeah. True, Lovely. I guess I could. Thank you, Michelle. And yes, thank you. She's correct. Actually, not just the Are You Afraid of the Dark reworkings, also my holiday special stories. But those would probably be ones I'd be more likely to put on the YT because I only told those for like that week of that holiday, and they don't really get told again. So to kind of give those stories some more life, I would consider putting those on YT. But the Are You Afraid of the Dark ones, I feel like is kind of just a treat for my live pals. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, and my holiday special stories are like, yeah, I think they deserve more attention than they get. Yeah, exactly, Lovely. And so, Michelle, you're right. Like, I think the St. Patrick's Day definitely deserves to be up there, and the Valentine's Day Diner one. And so, I will actually try to work on that in the next week or 2. I will try to record the holiday ones. I know it's not the Are You Afraid of the Dark ones, but I will add the holiday ones. And then for now, I'd like to keep the Are You Afraid of the Dark stories exclusive to the live, just so you guys have some. I mean, you guys show up for me every day, and that does help me grow. My numbers of attendance and the taps and the comments and stuff do help me grow. So whether you watch on YT or here, I love it. But watching and engaging in the lives does make a big difference. So I think you guys should get some type of little treat, you know? You're right, Sasha. I used to be a storm chaser too, and I'm obsessed with tornadoes. So that's a really good idea, and I don't know why I never thought of that. I guess because I don't really do horror, I do supernatural and paranormal. But tornadoes do fall under that pretty much. They're scientific, but not really. They're a force of their own. They're Mother Nature. What, Bubs? Reading, not trading. You had 2 tornadoes today, Whitney? Oh my God, I'm so glad you're okay. I'm so glad you're okay. Oh my God, Kim, I bet. Sounds like the camper van story. Sounds like the camper van. What or who inspired me? That's a good question. And you know what is scary story books. Which ones? There's a million scary story books. But no, I only read my stories, Bubs, because I don't have legal permission to read other people's stories. What inspired me is Are You Afraid of the Dark? That show. I went through, I ended an engagement and I was like very lost and disappointed and really just looking to crawl into escapism for a while and forget about being an adult and the shit that it was the whole thing. And so I spent that summer rewatching all the Are You Afraid of the Darks. And I was like, you know what? Adults we still deserve this, like, there's a special nostalgic spooky that show captured that was like not horror. It was like, ugh, that'd be crazy. Or like, I wonder if that could happen. You know, just spooky, cool, like innocent spook, you know, that we don't get a lot as adults anymore. And so I was like, you know what? I bet I could rewrite those stories with adults instead of kids. Because like, it's kind of annoying that all the stories are with kids. You know, like there's already so much. Everything now has like teenagers acting like adults. And like, it's just like, my God, let's have some adult storylines, please. So I was like, what if I did adult version? Like, and I don't mean adult versions. I mean like versions like that for adults. And that's how I started it. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, after I started rewatching all of the old spooky shows, and then I realized why I'm such a weird gal now, because I was like, what the I was watching this weird shit since I was born, and I'm like, oh my God. Like every show that was my favorite show, I realized was literally like something to do with paranormal, like so weird. That show was like my obsession during puberty. Like, yeah. And I watched it again. I'm like, this is a damn good show. And it gave me inspiration. I wrote The Marshlight based off of the Will o' the Wisp that Fiona runs into like 3 times in that show. Yep. Do you guys remember the Will o' the Wisp? That show taught me that. So I've learned folklore since I was a kid. I've literally known this folklore stuff since I was a kid. So I revisited it and I was like, I already know all these stories. Duh. I remember the Will o' the Wisp. Why did I forget this stuff? And like, I brought it up. And so I basically, honestly, I did it to pay tribute to my inner child because I lost her somewhere along the way. And I think we all have. And that's what I tried to recapture here, is a place to nurture our inner child. That was a really long explanation, but that's my inspiration. Can you guys tell I'm passionate about this? That was my inspiration. If you ever needed confirmation that I'm not a clout chaser creator, I just gave you a 15-minute spiel about. Oh yeah, I've already talked about the book fairs and the Goosebump books with the bumpy raised up covers that I thought were the coolest thing for some reason, when it's not even that high tech. But like back then, man, those bumpy goosebump covers, and I was riding a high when I leave a book fair with like the new Goosebumps. Thank you, asking questions. So yes, Goosebumps, man. Like, those like all of the Slappy, and the Mask, holy, all of them. So yes, I was a big Twilight Zone girl. So, and X-Files. I will say that everybody's favorite story, The Crawl Space, is was inspired by a horrifying X-Files character that still creeps me out. Yes, I love X-Files. Love it, love it. I've watched all of those episodes, like, God, so many times. And the crawl space is based off of Toombs, which is one of the most horrifying characters in that show. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's when people say the crawl space was about a human. I'm like, is it though? Is it though? Because I based it off that freak and he was not human. All right, quick swig, and I'll be right back for the tale of the Black Hollow. Howie, are you talking about that new show? Because I just saw that advertised. Widow's Bay. It looks interesting. It looks like it's folklore. Is that what it is? Because it was like the Sea Hag and some other thing. And I'm like, oh my God. Is this a folklore show? Because we never get shows. Like, there's never good folklore shows. Widow's Bay is good. Is it folklore? I just saw the advertisement for it, like, just like 2 days ago. Is it on Apple, right? It's just like this? They tell folklore? Oh my God, really, Howie? I love that. I'm so excited. Thank you. I can't wait to watch that. Because I saw that it talked about a sea hag and then like the other thing, and I was like, okay. Speaking of sea hag, we haven't read the Selkies in a while. Mary, I haven't, but Kim keeps telling me I need to watch it, and I'm dying to watch it. Oh, Beefy, that's so sweet of you, but he does. I was actually the one that ended it. People always assume it was like the woman that got like whatever you want to call it. But I actually was the one that called it off. So trust me, he does know what he lost. Hi, Spooky Bestie. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of Black Hollow. Welcome, Scorpio Celeste. How are you? Welcome to the porch. Good night, Lorna. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great day and sweet dreams. Oh, thanks, Beefy. Yeah, and you know what? I wouldn't have had to end it if he hadn't been a huge liar. So, he likes to paint me as the villain, but he is absolutely a case of pretended to be exactly what I wanted until he thought he had me trapped. And nope. Nice try. Bye. Oh, you sent me one of your songs? Where, Dave? Yeah, exactly, Holly. And you know what? I'm fine being the villain because they grow. They grow from it. And that's fine with me. I think I do, Kim. I think I do. I think I remember that. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I did have my little shit days back in when I was 19. But yeah, right, Michelle. In the DM. Okay, I'll check it out, Dave. An English rap version of La Llorona. Oh my god, I can't wait to hear it. I can't remember it. I remember Darla. Or Daria, you mean? Yeah, I remember Daria. Exactly, Kim. I've always had a fascination with forgotten places. The kind of places that were wiped off maps, that disappear into the collective amnesia of history. Abandoned towns, crumbling factories, derelict homes. There's something hauntingly beautiful about them. A sense of stories untold. But there was one place that I had avoided for years. A place that even seasoned urban explorers hesitate to discuss. And it was called Black Hollow. And it had a reputation that sent chills down my spine. Black Hollow was a mining town that thrived in the late 19th century, tucked deep in the Appalachian Mountains. It had boomed during the coal rush. Then in the early 1900s, the mine was abruptly shut down. Rumors circulated of cave-ins, strange accidents, and unexplained deaths. And by the 1930s, the town was completely abandoned. Today, it is little more than a collection of decaying buildings and overgrown paths. But the stories that surrounded it, those were what kept most people away. People spoke of voices echoing through the mine shafts, of shadowy figures glimpsed through shattered windows, of a lingering, oppressive presence that made the air feel heavy. Some claimed that anyone who stayed overnight in Black Hollow would never return. Now, rationally, I didn't believe the tales. I had heard my share of ghost stories tied to forgotten places. But there was something about Black Hollow that made me hesitate. And my curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to go. I love adventure and spooky history, what can I say? I planned my trip carefully, gathering maps, historical records, and supplies. I packed a sturdy flashlight, extra batteries, a GPS device, and a portable charger. I wasn't planning on staying overnight, just a day trip to satisfy my curiosity, get some video footage, and take a few pictures. It was early spring and the weather was mild, and the trees were just beginning to bud. I told myself it would be like any other exploration. The drive to Black Hollow took me deep into the mountains. The road grew narrower and rougher as I went. The forest closing in on either side, but nothing I hadn't driven before. I grew up in the foothills of Appalachia and I love these mountains. I reached the old trailhead that led to town and looked around to see that I was completely alone. Perfect, just the way I like it when I'm exploring. I parked my car and I shouldered my backpack. The crunch of gravel under my boots was the only sound in the stillness. The trail was barely visible, more like a faint indentation in the undergrowth than an actual path, but I followed it. Pushing aside branches and stepping over roots. The forest grew darker as I walked, the canopy thickening overhead. After about an hour, I reached the edge of Black Hollow. The sight stopped me in my tracks. The town was like a ghost, frozen in time. Weathered wooden buildings leaned at odd angles, their windows gaping like empty eye sockets. Rusted mining equipment laid scattered about, half buried in the earth. And I felt an inexplicable heaviness settle over me, as if the very atmosphere was pressing down. I began exploring cautiously, sticking to the main street. Most of the buildings were in various states of collapse, their roofs caved in and their walls sagging. I took some photographs documenting the eerie beauty of the decay. Every now and then I'd catch movement out of the corner of my eye, but it was always just the wind stirring the trees or a bird flittering between branches. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. As I moved deeper into town, I found the entrance to the mine. It was boarded up, the wooden planks weathered and splintered. But the opening gaped like a mouth, dark and foreboding. I had heard that the mine was the heart of the Hollow's strange tales. Locals whispered of miners who had gone mad, of unearthly sounds echoing from the depths. I had no intention of going inside. I'm not that crazy. But I couldn't resist getting a closer look. The air near the mine was colder, and the faint smell of sulfur lingered. As I stood there, I heard a faint sound, so soft I almost missed it. It was a low, rhythmic thumping like the distant pounding of a heartbeat. I froze and every hair on my body stood up. I told myself it was probably just water dripping from somewhere in the mine, or maybe even the echo of my own movements. I backed away from the mine, trying to shake off the unease. I decided to check out the town's church, which I had spotted earlier in the center of town. It was one of the few buildings still relatively intact, its steeple rising from the trees like a skeletal finger. The door creaked loudly as I pushed it open, its sound echoing in the silence. Inside, the air was thick and musty, the pews coated in a layer of dust. Broken stained glass windows casting fragmented patterns on the floor. And as I stepped inside, I noticed something odd. The dust on the floor was disturbed, as if someone had been walking there recently. I followed the disturbed patches of dust, my inadequate flashlight cutting through the dimness. They led to the altar, where a small wooden box sat, its lid slightly ajar. I hesitated, and then I opened the box. Inside was a bundle of photographs, yellowed with age. They showed miners posing in front of the mine, their faces solemn and weathered. But as I flipped through them, I noticed something that made my stomach drop. In the background of each photo, partially obscured by shadow, was a figure, always in the same spot, just at the edge of the frame. And it didn't look human. I shoved the photos back into the box and I closed it, my hands trembling. The air in the church felt heavier. The silence was oppressive. I needed to leave. And as I turned to go, I heard it again, that low rhythmic thumping sound. But this time it wasn't distant. It was coming from beneath the floor. I bolted out of that church, my heart pounding. I didn't stop to take more photographs or to explore further. I just wanted to get out. The trail back to my car seemed longer, the forest more winding, and every crack of a branch, every rustle of a leaf made me jump. When I finally reached my car, I didn't look back. I drove away as fast as those winding mountain roads allowed, not stopping until I was miles from Black Hollow. Even then, the sense of unease lingered. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the figure from the photographs, its shadowy form etched into my mind. I have since tried to research Black Hollow further, but information is scarce. It's as if the town's history has been deliberately erased. And that's the tale of Black Hollow. Thank you, Carmen. That's so cute. All right, welcome in everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Yes, I agree, Barry. Absolutely, Barry. It's one of my favorite things. I find that fascinating too. And my ancestors were from Scotland and went to Appalachia, so completely agree. It's fascinating. But thank you, Isabel. Welcome in. Welcome in, guys. I do write and record all these stories myself, so if you like them, you can listen to them whenever you would like when I'm not live on my YT channel or any of the podcast streaming sites. These are all in video form, and there's a playlist on my YT channel called Bedtime Stories. And if you click on that and hit shuffle or play all, you can listen to all of these all night long. Also, all of these live recordings are available on my YT as soon as I'm done, because I, in fact, am cross-streaming on 3 platforms. So hello to everyone over on YT and Twitch. Thank you for joining me. I am new to streaming on both of your platforms, so thanks for joining me over there. And hello to the 573 of you here over on TT. Happy Sunday. Sit back and relax, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, watch the shooting stars, take a deep breath, relax your nervous system, and welcome to the porch. I'll be right back with the next poll for us to vote. Hi, Tracy. Thank you. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. And we have... I said T-Witch. Yeah, Tracy. I'm not allowed to say the names of the other apps, but it's like the gamer app with the purple icon. T-Witch. Like when your eye twitches and you have an eye twitch, you know, a spasm in your eye. Okay, guys. For the next poll, we have The Door in the Water. Yeah, Justin, she's over on YT. He just wrote it in the chat in TT. You're so sweet. We have The Door in the Water. We have The Deer Woman of Oklahoma. We have The Ozarks Howler. We have The Fresno Night Crawlers. And we have The Goat Man. And you can vote for the story in the left-hand corner, the blue box. And Lily, I'm not sure. I might do an extra one. We'll see. And you guys can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Joker. Yeah, no. It's the gamer app. It's got the little purple thing. Yeah. Hi, Anna. We've missed you. Welcome back. Hello, sweet friend. Why, Anna's Creations? Do you need me to wait for you? Do you have to run and do something real quick, or what's up? All right. And the winner is the Goat Man. And don't worry if you miss it, Anna. Now they're recordings. The recordings go onto my on my YT. I know it's not the same, but but yeah, I'm about to start it. I just have to pull up. So probably 5 minutes. Yeah, probably 5 minutes. Oh, do you, Joker? Cool. I don't know how to use it at all, pretty much. But everybody asked me to do it, so I said okay. And then there's literally like 4 people. But that's okay. I just started doing it, so. Okay, Anna. Yes, wonderful ghoul. Amazing. Michelle, thank you for the furry friends. I love the way they skip and clap hands. Barry, thanks. That's cute. All right, guys. I will be right back with the tale of the Goat Man. So sit back and relax. And welcome to the porch. Hillbilly Billy, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Oh my God, thank you, Jen. That's so cute. Prairie Tom. He's so cute. Thank you. I said that as a goldenite because I hadn't seen it. I know, isn't it cute? I said it as one of the goldenite because I just haven't seen that one yet. It's so cute. Yes, thank you, Justin. Good night, April. We love you. Sweet dreams. And Emerald, once you get used to my stories, I promise, the theory is, and you can ask the porch pills who have been here a while. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Once you get used to my stories, that's part of the reason why we tell the same, like a lot of the same ones over and over again, is because once you get used to them, they'll become comfort stories, kind of like your comfort show, where you can fall asleep to it no matter what, because your brain knows how it ends and you don't want to keep listening. But when you're new in here, it's hard to fall asleep because you want to listen to all the stories. But you will absolutely get used to them, and then you'll be out. I promise. Ask the porchlers who've been here for a while. And hi from England. Thank you. You know what, Pippa? That's really funny you say that, because Spiritual Beefy says the same thing. He always swears the goat man gets closer. It's so funny. You're from Wyoming? Cool. That sounds cool. I know, Matt. He hasn't won in a while. Really, Andrew? That's so funny. That cracks me up. But that's because you work nights and it's during your sleep time. Can I pet that dog? Yeah, right. Can I pet that dog? Hi, Lady Far. Welcome in. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for being here. Yes, Emerald, for sure. And anytime I'm not live, all of them are on my YT channel. It's like my hub, and there's just all kinds of relaxing stuff on there that you can partake in anytime you want. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I premiere my new story of the week live on my YT channel. If you want to join us for the premiere, we have a lot of fun at the premieres every week. And tomorrow's story is definitely a creepy one. It's a very, very famous Appalachian legend, and it's very creepy. So feel free to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Right, Kate Bull? That's all he wants. That's all he wants. Yes, Lady Rose, 4 p.m. Pacific. Oh, live, laugh, love. I'm so sorry. The brain is so weird. You're right. It's bizarre. And we're here for you, and you can take a deep breath and relax. The goat man will lull you to sleep. 5 Mountain Time, yes. Oh no, KLJB. You just said, I just took out, oh crap, I just overpinned. What was the pin? Oh my God, y'all, I literally just had a pin. Oh, okay, yeah. I just took out my rubbish bin a day early in this thunderstorm. Poor KLJB. It is my rubbish day, and I already took mine out. Well, tomorrow is, but I take it out tonight. All right, can one of the mods tell me if that rude ass that keeps telling me to start is gone? Because as you guys know, when you tell me that, I will literally just drag this shit out. I will just sit here and chat. You do not tell me what to do. Thank you, Jade. You do not come in here and tell me what to do. Absolutely not. Good. Jen, that's because Jade muted him. Yep. You absolutely do not tell me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do. Thank you, Jade. I'm proud of you. Good night, CJ. Sweet dreams, love ya. Yes, he's so rude. And he came in twice and was so rude. The first time he left and we were all like, bye. Mackenzie was like, bye, sleep tight. Mackenzie, you literally said to him, good night, sleep tight. And then he came back and was being such a dick. Good night, CJ, love you. Have some chalky milk. And so, yeah, exactly, Michelle. And that's the thing is, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I'm very sweet, but I'm also a witch. And you do not tell me what to do. I'm so proud of you, Jade. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Matt said I wouldn't tell you what to do. I'm not a glutton for fun. Yeah. And that's the thing is, there's a difference. I'm not somebody who's like stubborn and doesn't listen to advice or like doesn't, you know what I mean? I don't mean it like that. I mean, when you're shouting commands at me, I'm a Sagittarius. No, that is literally, we will do the opposite. You know, any other Sages in here? Get it? Yeah, Andrew's right. When my Appalachian comes out, run. And I did. I was like, excuse me. I was like, you don't tell me what to do. You gon' get. Go on, get. Hi, Jenny. Sag here. Okay. So tell me, Sages. I have no patience for the impatient. Exactly, Jen. That's exactly right. And what, right? If you're a Sages in here, tell me, do we like to be told what to do? Pretty sure that's like, that makes sense now. Yeah, KLGB. I'm such a Sag. Hardcore. I love you, Andrew. Yeah, we don't like to, I mean, nobody really likes to be told what to do, but it's like literally part of our sign description that we don't like restrictions. We don't like being told what to do. We don't like being bossed around. We don't like rules. And yeah, CJ. Rochelle said, don't make her go Appalachian on you. Yep, exactly. It's part of our, like, that's literally one of our main descriptions is that we do not like to be controlled. So, just an FYI, if you have a Sagittarius in your life, don't try to tell them what, don't try to boss them around because it won't go the way you want. Because what do I say, porch pals who have been here a long time, when someone tries to tell me to tell the story? We got all night. I've got all night. I don't have kids. I don't have shit to wake up, but we got all night. And my goal is to get you guys to fall asleep. So the people in here who are in a rush are in the wrong place. They're in the wrong place. So it weeds them out really well when we do the chatting and they can't stand it and they have to leave because bye. This is high vibration, relaxation. We don't want your bullshit. Hi, Ness. The story's about a goat that's a man. Dusty, thanks for the follow. You know what, Holly? It's not just your kid. A lot of people's kids do. And it makes me really happy. There's a little boy named Tutu who listens to me every night. He's like 4. Dork. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, dude. Thank you, wonderful ghoul, right? Sagittariuses are like the really chill fire sign. And it takes like, but we are still a fire sign. That's the thing. It's like, we're like, hey, dude, why don't you chill the fuck out? It gets like the most relaxed scorning, or scolding of like, I'm like, well, listen, you need to relax. It's like, Sages are like the hippies of the zodiac, I feel like. But we are still a fire sign. So it's like, don't make me turn that on. Don't make me flip that switch. Oh my God, Emerald, you need to go to bed. And you can listen to it on my YT too. Oh, thank you, Asma. That's my dream. That's my goal, is to do the audiobooks. Yeah, Ariel, you know what? I get along with Leos like immediately, every time. And yes, 100%. What is Jade? Life's so much better. Yeah, Emerald, well, you can fall asleep here. Try. Just sit back and relax. Matt, that needs to be our new motto. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. When you come on the porch, you better come in peace or prepare to leave in pieces. Literally, that's how it is. I'm love and light until you are disrespectful or rude to people, or like you just need to be told that, Shirt request. Okay, Justin. Ooh, Goatman shirt. Goatman shirt. You're a Cancer. Yes, they are very emotional, right? Wait, is that Cancer? I'm so bad at the little signs, the little symbols. I don't know why. But like, I know like the ancient ones. I don't know like the more modern ones. They're a little different. I have a Gemini moon, Joker. I'm so curious. Like, it's the most, just constantly want knowledge all the time. Give me information. Okay, quick swig and we're with the goat man now. That guy is out of here. Bye. Oh my God, Justin, when's your birthday? Joker, literally, isn't it? It's annoying. I do that too. It's annoying. Lolita, one of my best friends, Chelsea, is a Libra, and I basically give her a stroke being her best friend. I love Libras. You guys are great balance for me. Get it, balance. You guys are really good balance for Sagittariuses. Justin said, I'm a Scorpio, but I'm nice. You're a crockpot son, Tabby. I love that. That's the funniest. You guys are so funny. I swear to God, you guys crack me up every night. KLJB, are you a Sagittarius too? I'm so glad you found me, Tabby. You just found me. Thank God you're here. Because that's the funniest shit. I'm a crackpot son. She said I'm half asleep. I thought you were being funny. You're just half asleep. That's even funnier. That's even funnier because your brain said crockpot. Your brain was like, I'm thinking about the crockpot. You're so cute, Tabby. Welcome in. Aww. I wonder if she meant Capricorn. instead of crock pot. Lori Sages, yes. I love Tabby says I have food on the brain. I love that. Misty, thank you for the cozy cryptids love bug. Kathy, thank you for the fairies. All right, quick swig and goat man. Thank you, Holly. That was so cute. Hi, Suzanne. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the hoofprints in the sand. Thanks for following, Tabby. I followed you back. I had always thought of the Outer Banks as a place shaped by loss. Barrier islands are like that. They exist on borrowed time, constantly rewritten by storms and tides. Entire neighborhoods disappear. Love you, Jade. Old roads vanish. Lighthouses are moved inland like refugees. History there doesn't settle. It drifts. That was part of the reason I went to Nag's Head Woods. It wasn't the beaches or vacation houses or boardwalk nostalgia that drew me inland. It was the forest. A rare maritime woodland surrounded by development and salt air. Preserved like a pocket of something that refused to change even as everything around it eroded. I had heard the stories long before I arrived. Not campfire exaggerations. Not internet creepypastas. Actual stories from fellow Carolina locals. Whispered warnings about something that moved wrong in the woods. Something seen at the edges of trails. Something with hooves where feet should be. And they call him the Goat Man. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Susanna. Most people laughed when the name came up. It's the kind of laugh people use when they want to signal disbelief while simultaneously ending the conversation. Nag's Head Woods doesn't feel like the rest of the Outer Banks. The moment I stepped onto the trail, the air changed. The ocean noise faded almost immediately, replaced by the muted absorption of sound that only dense forest can create. The trees grew closer together, their branches interlocking overhead. Live oaks twisted into shapes that looked intentional. The ground beneath my boots was uneven, roots rising like bones just under the surface. There were informational signs posted at trailheads detailing the unique ecosystem. Freshwater ponds hidden among dunes, rare plant species. The importance of staying on marked trails. I followed the rules. At least, at first I did. I checked my phone and my signal was weak, but that didn't really worry me. As I walked, the first thing I noticed was the smell. It wasn't rot. It wasn't sulfur. It was wet wool. Like wool that had been worn too long. It came and went as I walked, faint but persistent, like a memory that refused to resolve. And then I saw the tracks. At first I assumed they were deer. That made sense. The preserve was full of them. But the shape was wrong. I crouched to look closer, and I felt an immediate urgency to stand back up. So I kept walking, and the trail narrowed after that. The trees closed in and the underbrush thickened. And I realized that I hadn't seen another person in over an hour, and the parking area had been full when I arrived. Oh my God, Michelle, what is that cuteness? Michelle, he's on a horse. That's so cute. I love that one. Thanks, Michelle. That was when I heard movement ahead. Not crashing. Footsteps, placed carefully, testing the ground. I slowed and the steps slowed. I stopped and they stopped. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It felt expectant, like the woods itself had paused to see what I would do next. I stepped backward and the sound resumed, closer now. I didn't run. That instinct never really came. What came instead was the overwhelming sense that running would have been a mistake. The path opened into a small clearing, and that was where I saw him. The goat man. He didn't look like the stories. He wasn't towering and he wasn't monstrous in the way people want monsters to be. He stood slightly taller than me. His legs were unmistakable, backward jointed, thick at the thigh, narrowing sharply into dark hooves that pressed into the sand. His torso was human enough to trigger recognition, but wrong enough to trigger rejection. Muscles layered oddly as if developed under different rules. His arms hung too long. And his head, I struggled to categorize that part even as I stared at it. The skull shape was human but elongated. The horns curved backward along the crown, worn smooth at the tips, like they had scraped against trees for years. His eyes were forward-facing, and they were focused on me. And we stood there like that, staring at each other, neither of us moving. And then he did something that changed everything. He tilted his head. Not like an animal, but like a person. Trying to understand another person. And then the goat man stepped aside. Not toward me, but away from the trail. And he gestured. The motion was subtle but unmistakable. A long arm lifting, fingers curling inward, indicating that I follow him deeper into the woods. I should have refused. I should have turned around, but something about the gesture felt gentle and inviting. And I realized with a sinking clarity that this wasn't an ambush. This was an invitation. The path he led me down was not marked. No signs, no trail maintenance, just compressed earth and broken branches, forming a narrow corridor between the trees. The goat man moved ahead of me, never looking back, confident that I would follow him. And I did. The woods changed as we went. The vegetation thinned and sand replaced the soil beneath my feet. We reached a depression in the ground where the trees parted around a shallow basin, and in the center stood a structure. It wasn't a cabin, it wasn't a shack. It was a house, old and weathered. Built low to the ground, its roof sagging under the weight of years of salt air. The wood was bleached, almost white, like it had been bleached of color by storms. I recognized the style immediately. Late 1800s, coastal construction. Temporary housing for fishermen, lighthouse workers, or workers who never intended to stay long. The goat man stopped at the edge of the clearing, and he turned toward me. And for the first time, I noticed his eyes weren't animal at all. They were sorrowful and tired. Inside the house, the air was still, not stale, but preserved. Furniture sat where it had been left. A table with a single chair pulled out. A narrow bed with a threadbare blanket folded at the foot. Shelves lined with glass jars clouded by age. This wasn't some lair. It was a dwelling, and it had been loved and lived in. As I moved through the space, memories pressed in that were not mine. The rhythm of the tides, the isolation of storms, the slow realization that the mainland was farther away than it looked. The goat man remained near the doorway watching me. This place was not meant to trap me. It was meant to show me something. The photographs were tucked into a wooden box beneath the bed. They were black and white images curled at the edges of men standing beside boats, men posing in front of the very house that I stood in now. One photograph showed a familiar silhouette in the background. It was him. The date on the back was faded but legible, 1898, the year of the big storm. And then I realized the goat man was not a creature born of curse or magic. He was a man who had survived something he was never meant to survive. Shipwreck, isolation, injury, exposure, and years without proper human contact. A body reshaped by necessity and a mind reshaped by solitude. And a forest that learned to accommodate him. When I looked up, the goat man was closer. And not in a threatening way, but in a way that longed for a friend. And I understood the final truth of Nag's Head Woods. People didn't disappear there. They stayed. Those who followed the invitation. Those who accepted the altered rhythm of the place. Those who stopped needing the outside world and were brave enough to step off the trail. The goat man wasn't hunting. He was recruiting. Preserving a peace that most people these days will never know. I backed away slowly, shaking my head, every instinct screaming to refuse what the woods was offering. And the goat man did not pursue me. He simply watched as I left, as if he was confident that time would do what my fear could not. I made it back to the trailhead just before dusk, and the parking lot was empty. My car was the only one exactly where I left it. The sand around it was disturbed, and I saw hoof prints in the sand, facing the driver's side door. I drove away that night, and I never went back. But sometimes late at night, I smell wet wool mixed with salt air, and I wonder, how many people walk into Nag's Head Woods believing they are alone? And how many people choose to never leave? And that's the tale of the goat man, or the hoof prints in the sand. Thank you, Michelle. That was so cute. Honestly, Pippa, it was because he smelled really bad. I just couldn't handle it. I'm a smell girl. I like things to smell nice. Misbehaving, thank you. I love those hot air balloons. They're the best color. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Code Red Trauma. Yeah, he's no zaddy. His hygiene's just not for me. Plus, the cryptid community is very small, and Zaddy would have found out. He would have found out. They all know each other. Prairie Tom. Thank you, Shannon, for the Prairie Tom. I love that little cutie. My God, he's cute. Look at him. He's like picking flowers. You like my answers, Michelle. I see you, Holly. We see you. Both Hollies. Good, Mary. I'm glad you fell asleep. That's weird, Matt. Really, Holly? What is going on? That's so weird. And like, I have no filters on. I have everything off. That's why my mods have to stay like, you know what I mean? Because I have everything turned off. So, that's so weird. Maybe you need to have you updated your app? Or like tried to uninstall and reinstall? Hi, John. Pancake syrup, you're so funny. You've been filtered tonight too, Misty. That's so annoying. It's definitely the app. I'm sorry, you guys. Because I have all of those off. I have them all turned off. But to make sure, next time you think you're getting filtered, write it in caps if I'm not noticing it. Because sometimes I do just miss it. What did you say, Misty? Yeah, TT autofilters, Kim, for sure. And it'll tell you. It'll go, comments in this live were filtered, and I don't even get to see them. It does it for me when I have them turned off, which is stupid. That sucks, Whitney. I'm sorry. Yeah, glitch talk. Exactly, Mackenzie. Zan says when I have issues with apps, I restart my phone. So maybe we all just need to restart our phones. Because I'll tell you the truth, I don't even remember the last time I've restarted my phone. I definitely never restart it. I just keep it charged all the time. And that's a good point. Because restarting your phone is actually good for it. It resets everything. That's a good point. I'm going to do that when I'm done. Because I haven't restarted my phone in a long time. Oh, Holly, you're so sweet. Thank you, Holly. That's so kind. I love you. And that's the thing, is like, it's a nice exchange. The taps help me grow, and I get to tell you guys stories to relax you. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. You think they just filtered your comment again, Misty? I wonder what word you're using. Let me look. I know, it just happens every once in a while. No biggie. That's your last comment. And then you said, I think it just filtered my comment again. That's insane. Justin said filter the word Travis. No, he didn't. That's hilarious, Justin. I'm sorry, Misty. Maybe try different wording. I don't know what's going on. I think it's been doing that to a lot of people. Because it did that to me in a Crystal live like a couple days ago, and it was really frustrating. I like had to leave the live because I was trying to tell her where things, and she was like, "Are you not here? Are you still here?" And I was like, "Dude, I just left 4 comments. What are you talking about?" So I think it's definitely the app, but like honestly, so sick of the app. Andrew, right? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, that's a nice trick. Try putting an emoji before you type, Dawn says. Thank you, Dawn. Nice little trick. Place periods in between words. Okay, I love that, guys. We're just going to trick the AI. My favorite thing to do. Okay, so what are you guys thinking? Are you guys ready for grilled cheese? Is it grilled cheese time? It's grilled cheese time. Yes, we're having fun, Holly. I agree. So much fun. I love the chatting with you guys. It's annoying that when I get like into chatting with you guys, I forget, and then we get people come in and like, read the story, bitch. It's like literally you're ruining the vibe. Get out of here. Oh my god. Ugh. You know, it's like Oh my gosh. Well, Misty, y'all, Misty just texted me what her comment was. Misty, I can understand why that got filtered. But I love you for it. Misty said, her comment was, when I was talking about people messing around and how I go from being sweet and nice to really protective, she wrote, mess with this live and Devin will throat punch your ass. Misty just texted me, like, girl, that's why you got filtered. Misty, I'm cackling right now. Yep, Kim, we can. Yep, TT, that'll do it. Michelle said, that'll do it. Misty said, my best comments always get filtered. Well, guess what, Misty? You know who doesn't care what you write in the comments? YT. No, I don't snort, but I knee slap, which you guys, did I catch it? I knee slap and they laugh at me because I literally do the knee slapper. Like I slap my knee when I'm laughing really hard. But no, I don't snort. I just slap my knee like that and they can hear it. And you guys always tease me like, that was a knee slapper. Me too, Mary. Like, if I read it again, I'm going to laugh. She said, my comment, she just texted me this on the sidebar. My comment was, when you were talking about people messing around and that you go from being sweet and nice to really protective. So I said, mess with this live and Devin will throat punch your ass. It's the throat punch for me. You never heard of a knee slapper? Oh God, that must be some Appalachian thing. That must be some Southernism. Because you literally be like, well, that's a knee slapper. And that means it makes you laugh really hard. And you literally slap your knee. And I don't know why. I don't know why I do it. I didn't even know I did it, you guys, until I started doing voice notes a few years ago. And my best friends would be like, did you slap your knee when you were laughing in that voice note? I'm like, did I? And then I was like, oh my God, I do. It's a Southern thing, Mary. Okay. It's a Southern thing. I didn't know that. Dad jokes do that to you? No, you've heard it's a country thing. Okay. Well, Southern and country are about the same damn thing. I did it, James. I slapped my knee twice on that one. That's because Misty's so funny. She got 2 knee slaps. Oh, Brooke said, knee slapper is my dancer name at the old folks home. I've heard it from your mom from West Virginia. Yeah, Joker. And that, yep. And there you go. West Virginia is what? Appalachia. Yep. So the knee slapper is definitely, I tell you guys, it sneaks out. It sneaks out where I give away regularly. See, Misty's from Tennessee and she says, I'll be slapping my knees all the time. And Alabama does it too. Okay, so everywhere that Appalachia touches so far has chimed in and said, I'll slap that knee all day. Hi, Ryan. Welcome in. We're just chatting about knee slapping and how some people have never heard of that. And then I'm noticing all the people who have are... You live in the foothill of Virginia. Yep, we're all the same. We're all the same. Why is that? And it's on a porch, right? A lot of times we are slapping that knee on a porch. That's where I got the name, is because porches are like sacred in the South. Porch sitting is literally a thing. Be like, you want to come over and You want to sit on my porch? Yeah. Like, that's what we used to do. Yeah. Oh, you're back, Matt. Okay. Oh, it kicked you out. Yep, you do it, Mary. Yep. And Oklahoma. Anywhere it's hot, really. Anywhere it's hot. Just like, shoot, let's go sit on the porch. Plus, I just love a good porch. You porch sit every day, Misty. See, yep. And I've had a lot of people who ask me why porch lore. And immediately when they ask me that, I'm like, you must not be from the South. Because what do you mean? I feel like any Southerner could put that together with me. Oh, it's lore you tell on the porch. Got it. You know what I mean? Oh, you used to rubberneck on your porch with your grandmother. I love that. Oh, the porch is usually always covered, and the top of the porch will be Haint Blue. Duh. Tell me if y'all know about Haint Blue. And the top of the porches are Haint Blue. Glass, not glass. Back porch too. Yeah, any porch, Matt. Yeah, rubbernecking. Oh, I know. Girl, I know. When traffic would pile up in the mountains and there'd be a wreck, people like, look at all these fools rubbernecking at that wreck. Yep, Misty, Haint Blue is the only color for the porch ceiling. Do you guys say rubberneck? You say rubbernecking too, Kimberly? Yeah. See, and I'm wondering, like, can we have people from New York weigh in? Or can we have people from, like, Minnesota and Wisconsin weigh in? Or, like, yeah. Like, do y'all say these things? That'll do it, Kim. That'll do it. Because I know that y'all don't call like spirits, or I know y'all don't call it haints. I do know that. I can't imagine a New Yorker saying that. So mean. We call it rubbernecking in New England. Okay, spooky bestie. Look, New York, yes, rubbernecking. New York here. Okay. Thank you guys for chiming in. Thanks, Tracy. Okay, so you guys say rubbernecking. Do you guys say knee slapper? While I have the attention of the New England people, do you guys say knee slapper? Do you slap your knees when you laugh really hard? Is that a thing? Okay, Wisconsin chimed in. Rubbernecking. You're in the Green Mountains of Northern Appalachian Mountains. Oh, okay. So you're still in Appalachia, though. Just the northern part. I'm from New Jersey, and knee slapping is definitely a country thing. It is? Why do we do that? I wonder why I do that. Like, where I picked it up. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know I did this until this year. Or like maybe 2 years ago when I started doing voice. It was like 2 years ago. I didn't even know I did this. So I'm like, were y'all aware you did it? Do you even know? It's genetic. I don't think so, Mackenzie. I like to get a little foot stomping going too. Me too, Holly. Yeah, same. Why is that? Why do I do? Why? I think it's rural. Why is it a rural thing? Because we get a lot of sunshine. We're happier. We're like, hoo-hoo! You know, like, what? Pull a little pep in our laughter. I mean, yeah, I really barely noticed that I put my hands on both my knees. Yeah, Johnny, yeah. And I'm like, how did I'd go my whole life. I was a news reporter. And I'm like, was I interviewing people like, like slapping my knee? And probably. Yep. Sure was. Rubbernecking means you're turning your head all the way around, like your neck's made out of rubber, to stare at somebody because you're not minding your own business. That's what it means. It doesn't mean condoms. That's what it means. It means you're rubbernecking. You're turning your neck all around like it's rubber. Just stare at people and nose in their business. Because you're not minding your own. Okay, guys. We have more data collection. Lonely Walt says, born in Central Ohio, still here. I am the only one in my family who knee slaps when laughing hard. I love this, guys. We're making this scientific. Okay, so therefore we can deduct it's not genetic. Correct? So, if it's not genetic, what color is Haint blue? Well, Jen, I would say, because this is going to be the most southern answer I could ever give you, but my first thought was, well, it's like Carolina blue. It's like a nice Carolina blue. A light Carolina blue. But then that's also such a southern answer that, like, if you don't know what Carolina blue is, then I don't know. Don't go in the rhubarb. Oh, it is. It's Carolina blue. You know what that is? Okay. That's the color of Hank blue. It's like Carolina blue. Tar Heels. Your grandma's porch probably was Hank blue, Jen. You're dying, Ethel. Yeah. I was like, let me think of how I describe this really southern thing in a better way. How about Carolina blue? Yeah, I'm like, go heels. Raise hail, praise Dale. That's another one. If you know what that means, you're really southern. Raise hail, praise Dale. Yes, they call it Haint blue because it's supposed to keep the spirits away. And Haints in Appalachia mean, it's kind of like a twisted version of it's derived from haunt. A haunt, a haint. It means a ghost. Haint blue keeps the bad spirits away. At least that's what we believe. Because like Carolina blue's so pretty, nothing evil would ever be attracted to it. They'd be like, wow, that's so pretty. I'm too evil for that beautiful color. It's such a pretty color. Periwinkle's my favorite color, and it is very, very close to periwinkle. It's not, but it's very close. And that's also why, if y'all notice, if you've ever seen the blue bottles, the blue glass bottles that hang in trees in the South, especially in the mountains, it's the same reason. I think the blue will keep it away. Protection. AKA witchcraft. It's all witchy. Your family in Texas, yep. Yep, the cobalt bottles, yep. That's the same reason. Yeah, like a wine bottle tree, yep. Sonia, it's my favorite color. I talk about periwinkle as much as possible. I'm obsessed with it. And not enough things come in periwinkle. And I made sure that a lot of my merch was in periwinkle. It's like doesn't even really, it's so much brighter than the rest of my color theme. And I don't care. Because it's my favorite color. Right, Joker? Yeah, me too. Periwinkle blue is my favorite color since I got that jumbo Crayola pack with the sharpener on the back, and I saw periwinkle blue with the seafoam green and the coral for the first time. And I was like, that's it. And then I was like the annoying girl in 3rd grade who was like, oh, you like green? Cool. My favorite color is periwinkle. Yep, that was me. It was your wedding color? Oh my god, that's amazing. If I had ever gotten married, it would be my wedding color too, Tam. Barry said more thigh slapping. Oh my god, Barry. Listen to this, you guys. Barry over on T-Witch says, in Ireland, especially rural, knee slapping is a thing. We don't say knee slapper, but we do it. Really, Barry? And you are my demographic. What do you mean? Ireland is my demographic. Everybody is. So like, oh my God. Okay, so this is interesting, you guys. So if it's an Appalachian thing, and this lovely Irishman Barry just chimed in, and half of the people that moved to Appalachia were from Ireland and Scotland. Holy shit. Did we just figure something out? Is it a cultural thing? Did we get it from the people in Ireland? Yeah, it might be in our DNA. It really does. Thank you, Barry, for the drop in the Irish knowledge. Yeah, it's a carryover. Barry, that is fascinating because all of the people saying they do it the most live somewhere along the Appalachian Mountains, which was, like we discussed, frequented by Irish and Scottish people. And that is hilarious. I love that. You guys, we just like learned some stuff right now. Really neat. I love knowledge. Yeah, me too, Suzanne. I'm Scottish. So next time you slap your knees laughing hard, imagine bagpipes playing in the background and your ancestors looking down at you, chuckling and slapping their knees like, yeah. Oh, Lolita, you too. Good night. I love you. This just took a turn. We spent 30 minutes talking about random shit, but okay. Barry says it's more of a thigh slapping. And you know what, Barry? Yes, we call it knee slapping, but you are correct. I am in fact slapping my thigh. I am not really slapping the knee. It's kind of like the thigh knee area. Yeah, Suzanne, yep. That's my lass. It is comforting. I agree, Lonely Wall. Like, they're watching down like, oh, look at that lass, as we're slapping our knees cackling. Like, that makes me really happy. Thanks for sharing, Barry in Ireland. I'm so glad you found me on T-Witch. Dropping the knowledge over on T-Witch. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, see what the cross streaming's already doing? We're learning so much. Yeah, red onion that we know is purple. You want to know why that is, Holly? I don't know where that came out from, but that is because, don't hate me, but men are actually a certain percentage colorblind. Almost every single man. They cannot differentiate shades the same way women can. They just can't. There is discussion on why gay men can, and it being a genetic difference as to why they are really good with that kind of stuff. But men can't differentiate shades. It's the same reason they called rubies red when rubies are literally hot pink. Ruby, like a real ruby, is dark pink. It's not red at all. But they can't see the difference between colors of purple, maroon, any shades. So the onion to them is red. Yeah, Joker, it's true. And it's not, you guys didn't need the color differences like we did. Here, this is where it comes from. I'm gonna keep blabbing, but I studied anthropology, so I can tell you guys that it's because women traditionally were the foragers, and we had to know the difference in the berry colors for like which ones were poisonous and which ones weren't. And it was a very subtle difference sometimes in color and differentiation of leaf color and all that kind of stuff. Okay, men were the hunters, so they weren't out having to differentiate plants. They were out just like killing things and like that kind of stuff. So that wasn't really a necessary skill for them. So it is a genetic thing. It doesn't mean they're lacking and they suck at, but guys get defensive when I bring it up, but it's totally just evolutionary, and you guys haven't really ever needed that skill. Nowadays, yeah, does it suck when you guys can't match navy and black clothes and like every guy I know? But besides that, it wasn't really a skill you guys ever needed. So you're old as a rock, Justin, right? Yeah. So you guys, most guys won't admit it, like Joker just did, which is amazing. But you guys actually can't really see the same color spectrum we do. So you guys were the bosses of everything. So you guys named everything. So the guy who named red onions red, he's just can't see the color it really is. It's a purple onion. And rubies aren't red, they're pink. But they're red rubies because, so, Justin said my life is a lie. Yeah, but Holly, that dress was an optical illusion. That dress even messed with me. I still don't understand that dress because I saw it as both colors. I saw it as one, and then one day it just was totally the other colors instead. And I'm like, what is happening? Justin said my whole life is a lie. Okay, you guys are so cute. Anyway, so that's just a little bit of knowledge. Also a fun fact for guy knowledge that you guys might not know. Almost all men, even men in like Colombia, okay, with like blackest of black hair, all have red hair in their beards. And that is actually a Neanderthal trait, because the original Neanderthals, their body hair was red. Like almost the same color as mammoths, which is weird. But so if you all have husbands or any men in your lives, that if you check their beards in the sun, even if they are literally like from Colombia, okay, they will have red hair in their beards. And some will even just have red beards that for no reason, and like the rest of their hair is brown, like my own father. Yep, and that is a Neanderthal trait, because red hair was the original hair color for the Neanderthals. Interesting, huh? Justin running to the bathroom to check his facial hair in the mirror. Aw, Dawn. It's true, though. It's more visible in sunlight, but they are there. Any guys can confirm? Here, I thought it was because I'm Irish. Yeah, well, that might be too, Matt, but almost every guy has it. You can confirm, yeah. I say Colombian because I have a guy friend who's Colombian, and his beard in the sun, like so many like shiny bright red hairs, but you can't even see it unless he's in the sun, because the black hair just hides it. But anyway, so that's another interesting fact, is no matter what, that just proves that we are all the same, because no matter what race or part of the world you come from, almost every man can find red hair in their beards. And I think that unites us, and I think that's kind of neat. You know? I think it kind of just shows that we're not really that different. Okay. Be right back with the Sycamore Diner. Matt. And Matt, you haven't even been to a Witchy Wednesday. I get all philosophical on Witchy, wax and poetic on Witchy Wednesdays too. I'm sorry, but I'm also claircognizant, you guys. Claircognizant. And sometimes I just get like, I don't know, information that I feel like I'm supposed to share with people. Oh, you see it too, Barry? Yeah. Isn't that neat? Barry says he sees the same thing. Yeah, Andrew, thanks. You get it. Sometimes it just comes out, and I'm just like, this is information that I feel like people they maybe should know. Justin. He said, am I even Justin? I don't know, Justin, do you have red hair in your beard? Oh my gosh, Holly. Thank you so much. God, I love that beautiful wolf. Thank you. Thank you, Holly. Oh my gosh. And Marlon, I don't tell scary stories. I just tell spooky stories. So if you're looking for a scare, my stories are just spooky. Sorry. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Also, I noticed a couple people asked about why I say that, and I just kind of assumed everybody knew, but if you are not familiar with the show Are You Afraid of the Dark? They had the Midnight Society, and they always said, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. This is the tale of, and whoever the storyteller was for that week told their story around the campfire, and they had to get approval from the rest of the Midnight Society, whether it was a good spooky story or not. And so that's why I say it. Which book? It wasn't a book, it was a show. You know what, Justin? Yeah, Earl has red in his beard too, for sure. Are you afraid of the dark? Are you sure? Or are you thinking of scary stories to tell in the dark? Such a good show, right, pups? Right, pups? Hi, Poppy. Good morning. Oh, it came from a book called Midnight Society. I love this information. I never knew that. I love that. Me too, Barry. Me too. Anyway, sorry, guys. I just wanted to explain it because somebody in the last story asked why I always say that. And so I just realized that some people might not have seen that show. We have all different ages in here, so. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Me too, Joker. I was glued to the TV during SNIC. Saturday Night Nick. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, sorry guys, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through, 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit, trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. Sycamore Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. And the air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. Hi, Millie. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet. Like they weren't expecting me. Like I had walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth, and the vinyl creaked. I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal. Sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had this same look in their eyes, like they were there, but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corners of their eyes even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window, and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up, and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast. Too fast. like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks. But this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff, just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register, 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered. Just once, and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped. Like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back, and the jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest, and I turned the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Spooky Cabins. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and the rain and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm and still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back as she took one slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in. Then she raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it. Thank you, Misty. Underneath the illusion, it was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. One second I was inside, and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone, not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. Thank you, Jalen. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. And everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? The same checkerboard floor. The same red booths. The same neon sign. Thank you, Michelle. And Sycamore. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Also, you guys, Misty just sent a superfan box. If you look in the top left corner, there's a little treasure chest, and somebody can click on it if you're on TT and get a superfan membership for a month. Thank you, Misty, for being so generous. Good night, Whitney. Thank you, Misty. Love you. Thank you, Holly. You're so sweet. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. And don't forget that tomorrow I do have the new story premiering at 7 p.m. live. If you can't make it, that's okay. I will be reading it tomorrow night. But we do have a lot of fun at the premieres. Thank you, Misty. We love you. Thanks for your generous super fan box. Sweet dreams. I know, Spooky Bestie. Welcome to the club. We literally all crave grilled cheese every night. And if you join the Discord, we share pictures of our grilled cheese sandwiches all the time, because we've pretty much, I didn't mean to, but I brought back grilled cheese and we all kind of realized how much we love it and forgot how good it is. And we've all kind of been snacking on grilled cheese for a while now. So it's not just you. The premiere is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YT channel. Good night, Draconis. Thank you. Pretty much, Matt. Pretty much. Yeah, right. Spooky Bestie. We were all like, you know what? I forgot how good grilled cheese is, because we just all started craving it and making it, and then it's become a thing. Oh, I know, Holly. Everybody asks that question. Do you use butter or mayo on this? I'd never even heard of mayo on the outside until people asked me that in the live. Never even heard of that. So I'm a butter gal, but I heard the mayo's really good, and I'm not against trying it. Oh, who got the super fan box? Hi, Sea Witch. Thank you for the heart me. Who got it? Mary got it. Congratulations. Yes, Ambulare. I end at 1 a.m. Usually I am an hour over. So we are just saying goodnight right now, but I would love for you to come back tomorrow. I'm live every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard till 1 in the morning. Yeah, Kim, I never get them either. Don't worry. I'm always too slow for them. It never works for me. Congrats, Mary. Aren't you guys? I love you guys so much. I love spending my evenings with you. Good night, Tabby. I'm glad you found us. I love spending my evening with you, Porch Pals. Don't forget to check out the merch, even if you don't buy anything. It's all really cute stuff and a lot of our inside jokes and fun stuff. All the links are in the bio. And I'm so grateful for you guys every night. And I will see you guys again tomorrow at either 7 p.m. Eastern Standard or the normal 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. I hope you guys get some wonderful sleep. And if you don't, head on over to my YT channel and check out the Bedtime Stories playlist. You will fall asleep very quickly, I promise. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. And don't forget, stay spooky.